Without a doubt, we are definitely back in the Dragon Ball Renaissance. Dragon Ball is without question back. We've got some new movies the past few years, and of course Dragon Ball Super. And ever since Dragon Ball Super started, one thing that I've seen come up time and time again is the possible return of Broly, and people have been wanting me to address it, and on this video, I will. Now, Dragon Ball Super is obviously built on nostalgia. Toei knows it, Toriyama knows it, which is why we've seen so many nostalgic things that remind us and bring back those fond memories of our childhood in Dragon Ball Super. We saw Future Trunks come back, we saw Vegito, we saw the Mafuba, we saw the Kaioken. All these things are meant to elicit emotional responses from us so that we can get hype. Of course, one of the biggest nostalgic characters in Dragon Ball is, of course, Broly. And it seems like every month I run into some website or some YouTuber talking about Broly coming back. Now, originally I was going to make this video like a rant where I was going to go off on the clickbait and the misinformation of these websites, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk in a very calm and peaceful way to explain to people kind of the whole Broly thing and why it does and does not work, okay? Now, Broly is really, really popular. We know this. I'm not even going to get into that. Broly is ridiculously popular, and I think the reason why is because he only appeared in 3 movies, but in at least 2 out of those 3 movies, he was kicking a lot of ass. He's a big, buff monster tank who just ran through the Z-Fighters like nothing and before ultimately getting beat at the end of the movie like every movie villain does. But still, Broly was very impressive, and as a result of that, he has a huge following. Obviously, Japan recognizes this. However, does that mean he'll come back to Dragon Ball Super? First of all, if you're reading something on the internet about any character coming back, try to really look at the source of where this information is coming from and try to see logically if it actually could make sense. If Broly was coming back, forget about Kanzenshu and forget about me and Rhyme Style and Herms and whoever you go to for Dragon Ball news. You don't even have to go to us. If you go to Toei Animation's website, which is www.toei-anim.co.jp, they're going to promote stuff that's coming out. With the Future Trunks arc, with the Universe 6 arc, there was always a promotion on the official Toei website giving you a teaser of things to come, if not all out announcing what was going to be coming. So you would think that if a character as popular as Broly were coming back in his own movie or in a Super arc, he would get promotion on the Toei website. They want to get people hyped up. So if you don't see it on the Toei website or from somebody whom you consider credible, it's probably just made up, okay? With that being said, let's focus on Broly for a second. Now, one thing that amazes me about a lot of Broly fans is that they kind of have a big misconception about Broly's actual conception. Broly was not created by Akira Toriyama. Broly was created by Takao Koyama, one of the lead writers from Dragon Ball Z, as well as the guy who pretty much concocted the Dragon Ball Z movies, the original 13 movies from Dragon Ball Z. He created Broly. Toriyama did design the character, the art design, but he did not create the character. Koyama did. In fact, in 2013, Koyama was interviewed, and he came off salty that Beerus was basically in Dragon Ball, and he felt that Beerus, it was kind of a funny interview, he was basically saying that he felt like Broly was kind of screwed over, which I thought was funny considering that there are movie villains in Dragon Ball like Janemba and Hirudegarn who are stronger than Broly, but whatever. I guess the biggest Broly fan on earth is the guy who created him. So, as far as Broly coming back to Dragon Ball Super, yes, there's a lot of nostalgia for the character that they could capitalize on, but the reason why it's unlikely is because, number one, it's not a Toriyama creation, and it's very rare for them to actually put something in here that's not a Toriyama creation. Not impossible, but it is very rare. And number two, Broly has been immortalized in all of the video games from Namco Bandai. Bandai recognizes the fact that Broly's popular, which is why he keeps getting new transformations like SS3, SS4. We've seen Broly come back in Dragon Ball Heroes. He's a feature part of Xenoverse 2. He's always in the games. He's even one of the fused characters, Broly, which is Goku and Broly fused in Dragon Ball Fusion. So Broly is always going to be featured in the games until the end of time to satisfy all the Broly fans. As far as Broly coming back to Dragon Ball Super, until we get an official announcement or until there's an actual real documented evidence and not some fan art picture, it's not true. You shouldn't believe it. Would it be cool? I suppose a lot of people would think it is cool. A lot of folks wouldn't. But nonetheless, as it stands right now, Broly is part of the Dragon Ball movie characters continuity, which is not part of the main continuity, but that never stopped them before. Still, though, there is no official announcement of Broly coming back to the anime or to the manga, and until there is, you should not believe it. But that's okay, because if you're a Broly fan, I promise you, he will never stop coming back in the video games, so keep enjoying those games, keep picking Broly, keep kicking ass. Thank you for watching this video. I will talk to you down the road.